This is I guess, the seventh game in 23 days, something like that. You guys seem to be coming through it well. Is this something that you feel like that you guys are just kind of used to at this point, these heavy periods of congestion?
I don't think you ever get used to this. It doesn't really make it any easier. You know what to expect, but this has been a pretty tough stretch. Some difficult games, a lot of them on the road. A lot of them were mentally, they're draining. Obviously, the one in Vegas is one that you kind of get psyched up for, and then the huge amount of disappointment there. That zaps you. Then you go straight into a rival away from home that's typically been a very, very difficult place to go and get a result against a team that's been rested and always hungry and up against you. So for us to have that high there, the highs are what you want, but they're draining regardless, So this has been. I almost wanted to chalk it up as in because I'm not used to it and I'm just coming back from injury still. But I think everybody's feeling it. This has been a tough spell, but what we've been able to do with it on top of that has been phenomenal. So one more now to kind of maybe get us a little bit of a break. So we got to take care of business at home.
Coming off of two games that seemed like you were able to get up for pretty well. Like I would say the last two games were among your better performances of the season. Is there any concern of or is there any extra emphasis on pushing through this last game that's in this kind of short rest period?
Definitely, and also obviously we're going to be losing a bunch of players for international duty after that. So it's also, I think it's important that we recognize we had these really good results on the road, and we've been exceptional on the road, and we've had our blunders at home a little bit, our missed opportunities at home. So I think the messaging is strong that we've again been able to bank points on the road, but now we really have to deposit them by getting a W at home. So that is this weekend. That's the objective this weekend. Again, a big game because it's not just any team; it's a team that's right there with us. But it will mark the end of a busy spell where we maybe finally get a couple days off where we can recharge the bodies and the brain. But we'd like to definitely finish this spell on a strong note.
Does it help focus-wise to know that you have a team that, if they win, they catch you, essentially?
Does it help? I feel like when you're in the front, there's always someone that's gunning for you. And so, it can be a team that's right with you and wants to compete with you, or it can be a team that's at the bottom and is looking for some kind of great result against a good opponent to kind of spark their return. So that just kind of comes with the territory. They're all difficult games, but it's better than being the one on the bottom chasing. So I'm not complaining.
Steph, you talked about the road success, 9-2-2 this year. Can you point to any common denominator of why you guys have been so successful on the road this season?
It'd be hard not to talk about the depth on the squad, because especially when you have difficult spells, congested spells, you tend to see some away games where maybe those are opportunities to rest a few starters, and that forces you to send some depth to difficult places. And we've had to do that, but we've done it successfully. Again, I think that looking back all the way to, I think, Austin, that is, I'm not just talking about the young guys, but just the fact that we were able to go there to a team that was hyped to be in their stadium first year, all that fun stuff, and we went in there and got a result. It's massive for the confidence of the whole squad, not just 11 guys, but for everybody. I think that's carried throughout the year.
Who's really impressed you, all those young guys that you play with this year?
Oh, we have lots of guys that are bringing what we need to a squad. I think one guy what impresses me sometimes is when you have a young guy who kind of becomes the not young guy. And I would look at someone like Josh Atencio, that the way he plays right now and the confidence that he exudes is that of a senior player to me. So it's always really nice to see young guys prove you wrong, that they're not so young, and you almost absorb them as one of the veterans right away. That makes it easier for the older guys, because you have one in your own ranks again that can lead by example and make sure that everybody it's going in the same direction.
Stefan, I don't know if you're following the news out of the NWSL. I was wondering if you had any personal reaction to that, and if you guys had any discussion as a team or from the MLSPA about any kind of demonstration or protest this weekend.
I mean, that news is still trickling out right now, and so I can only speak for myself from what I've seen, and very frustrating to see the, I think the missteps and the negligence, and I mean, I don't even know what to say. Sometimes it's important to react when you hear news. People that are in charge, their commissioner and such. But then to see that this is not their first time that they're learning of these problems, that's extremely frustrating. This needs to be a safe working environment for everybody, and for someone to get rehired that apparently has done something without being vetted properly, I don't have the right words for that, but it's very frustrating to see that. So I hope that not just the players' union goes and protects their players, but the league, right? The people that are actually in charge of this. There needs to be precise communication by the actions that they're performing now, and not just a little trying to put a little water over the fire. But yeah, it's frustrating to see him. So I'm all behind the players in that league, all the women. The courage that some of them have shown to step forward, whether they put their name on it or not, doesn't matter. So I hope there'll be change because of that.
And is there any plan to show any solidarity as a group, do you think?
I think we'll have to discuss that as a group because, again, I have my own feelings, my own personal feelings, but I also represent, as a captain, I represent the rest of the team. But everybody has a voice in this squad, and we also represent the Sounders. So I think the first step is to communicate and to understand what is going on and what was missed. What is the proper procedure for something when something like that goes down, and so that in case this happens for us too, what needs to happen and what cannot happen, right? I think this is a learning experience for us too, but it starts with proper education on what is actually even going on. So that's what I'm saying. It's just, for me, we've had a tough schedule, and so I've just been educating myself on it the last, I think, day and a half. Still pretty fresh, but so far what's come out is pretty disturbing, and definitely going to keep tabs on it for sure, and try to inform my teammates as much as I can to make sure that they know what's going on as well.
Hey, Stefan, talking about going back on the field, as a leader, how much is it important now for the team to focus on performance and playing their best, whether it's at home, away, this team is in third or not, just that balance about everyday consistency, playing your best?
I think that's an expectation on a daily basis. Whether things work out and you guys see the results on the weekend or not, that needs to be the bare basics of every day, coming out and trying to improve, trying to get better. Whether you're in a slump, whether you're in a tough stretch, whether you're flying high, or whether you have 2 weeks break, it doesn't really matter, because the moment you think you can relax, that's when you slow down and someone will take you over. Jordan right there, like that's a perfect example of someone who we haven't seen for a long time, but I can tell you he hasn't taken that foot off the pedal for the whole time, and that's an attitude that needs to be a necessity in a squad for the squad to ever be successful.
What's working so well between your midfielders and whoever's on the front line? Smith's talked about putting more midfielders in the box and making those runs. How has that helped, let's say, like Christian Roldan, 3 goals, 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, Christian doesn't need too much encouragement of working hard. Like he's one of the hardest working guys, box to box type of player that can perform on both sides. So I think it's just remarkable. The stats that he's putting out is a testament to his own work. I think everybody's doing their best, but when Christian does his best, it's hard for opponents to keep up. So again, I mean, in the last game too, he scores a goal, he crunches, he breaks up tackle, he's a good outlet for me and wins pretty much every ball in the air. He's everywhere. He's everywhere, and he's winning pretty much everything wherever he does it. So that's why he's one of our leaders. Lead by example.
Steph, you're a Seattle sports fan. Have you been following along with the Mariners and football? What's going on here this weekend at all with the big series?
I did not grow up with baseball, so pardon me, but I do realize that there's a little bit of a buzz in the air with, I believe, 20 years of not making it. So I've been informed through Twitter and Instagram that this is a bloody big deal. So exciting. I think it's really exciting as of late with the Mariners pushing forward, the Kraken coming in. I really feel like there's a lot of hype in the sports community in Seattle going on right now. So I'm super stoked for the Kraken. I know they had their first couple of preseason games and some good results already. Sorry to change the subject from baseball to hockey, but I grew up in Switzerland, so hockey's big. It's really nice when you have healthy, competitive sports community in the city.
Colorado's been one of the top teams in the league this year. What have you seen from them that makes them dangerous? How do you think this team matches up?
Stingy on defense, a decent amount of shutouts. Some good players, some crafty players, powerful players. They've. I'm blanking right now, pardon me, but short guy from Dallas, came from Dallas. He's always been up for it against us, and they acquired him. I think this is his first year with them. Yeah, Berrios. Thank you. Crafty little players that are hungry. And I don't know if it was because nobody was really thinking about what they were capable of doing this year early on. And so they've quietly kind of gone about their business and taken that, I don't want to say underdog role, but almost surprised everybody a little bit by where they find themselves. And now I think their confidence has got to be high. And they're obviously wanting to see that confidence out for as long as they can. So difficult opponent. We definitely know what they're capable of.